Oh boy. Oh boy, collectors. I've been noticing a lot of talk lately about, and this is a controversial subject. We're going to get into it. I feel like we should talk about it a little bit. Just to kind of address some things, maybe talk to you about the way I feel about it, the way maybe you can share how you feel about it in the comments. Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody's opinion is valid. You know, you all have a right to your own opinion and the right to say whatever you like. That's okay. But I just wanted to share my view, my perspective of it as a vendor, collector, toy tuber, knucklehead toy tuber, on this situation. ROSSCON scalping. So, and I empathize with many of you. You know who I empathize the most with, though? I happen to be, I count myself as one of the few that are lucky enough, or maybe it's more than a few, but I am lucky enough to live in an area where I have 3 Rosses within 5 miles of me. And that's simply because economics and math. That's all it is. It's not because they like us, they like DFW more than any other part of the country. It's just maths. And stores are going to put, corporations will put their wares or their stores in a place where they have a better chance of selling. And in the DFW Metroplex, I think third largest, I think it's the 3rd largest market in the country, 8.3 million people. You're going to have a lot of stores, like a lot. Like ultimately, like I said, 3 Rosses within 5 miles, 22-ish Rosses in the Metroplex, 22. I could literally try to hit them all in one day, Ross after Ross, and I couldn't do it. But it's just because of maths, right? And so I empathize with those of you that don't have any Rosses near you or don't have that mathematical ability to hit that many at once. The reason I find stuff is not because I'm any good at it. It's not because I have a special arrangement with the Ross manager. I am friendly with them though. I do talk to them, but they don't hold nothing for me. They just put stuff out on the floor like anybody else does. It's just because sheer numbers. It's just a numbers game at that point, right? You know, if they put, it's a lottery, right? If I gave you 2 chances to stick your hand in a bag with 100 balls in it, and only one of those balls is a lucky one, and you stick your hand in there, and you only got 2 chances, but I have, I don't know. Again, we're playing kind of like the lottery, like when they spin those balls or whatever. I have, I don't know, 22 chances to pull out the winning number. Of course I've got a better opportunity than you do. It's just math. It's just where I happen to live at. But anyways, let's talk about ROSSCON, right? Now I want to address this head on, right? Just head on. We're talking about surplus toys that were hanging on the pegs, surplus, extra, they didn't sell. Old toys that have been sitting on the peg for years, maybe over a year, definitely. Readily available toys that were on pre-orders, toys that didn't sell out, they were just sitting there. Nobody bought them. Company losing money, have money tied up in them. They're there. Toys that were on sale multiple times at retail. So like 30% off, 20% off, 50% off, and still nobody bought them. And they went to toys at a liquidation store, at a super discount store, highly liquidation store. That's where they ended up at. Ollie's, Ross, TJ, DD's Discount. These are, in my opinion, unscalpable. They're not scalpable. You, me, had every opportunity, every single opportunity to buy those online, in a sale maybe, at retail maybe. But for whatever reason, I equated to playing clearance chicken at Target. We decided, no, I'm gonna play Ross chicken. Ross chicken is way more shaky, way more sketchy than chicken clearance at Target. Way more sketchy. Because as you know and I know, they get trucks full of crap. They take that crap in the back and they sift through that crap, and then they get whatever crap is in there and put the crap out on the floor. They don't know. They just put it in bins and just put it out there. So, I mean, can you really scalp something that has been discarded, put on sale, chunked? And we're going to get to more. We're going to talk more about that. So, I don't think you can. I really don't think you can. So, but here's the point. Well, there's more points. But why do I go to Ross and get those figures? Well, we've already talked about that, right? I go to Ross and get those figures for troop building. I go to Ross and get those figures for trades. I like to do trades for them. And I like to do trade fodder. I always do that. And for friends, some of my friends need them. And I also like to get, well, I said troop builder, customizing for friends, and then troop builders, right? I like to get troop builders for a deal, but I'm not counting on those. Whatever toys that I actually wanted, I got them either at retail or at clearance chicken at Target. Ross is just the icing on the cake because you don't know what you're going to get. Every Ross is different. Every Ross gets something different. I've been doing this game for a long time. And I remember when I first started, a lot of people were angry at me because I told people about Ross. That's weird, right? I mean, I guess it was their special secret. But I wanted to share it with y'all. And a lot of people were angry at me because I told, hey, if you want to save a couple bucks, you might be able to find some stuff at Ross. And I remember that initially they were really upset at me. Why did you tell? It's people like you that ruined this hobby. Shouldn't tell anybody else. I'm like, why? Everybody had an opportunity to go buy that. Anyways, so let me define a scalper. To me, it's a very, very tight description of a scalper. Like I said, in my opinion, you can't scalp raw stuff. It's, like I said, discarded, liquidated, clearanced, put on a truck with crap, and just chunked to the wind. And you just can't feel any way about it. You roll the dice and you missed out. That's why I always tell you, you should have bought it. If you wanted it, you should have bought it then. Because then you're just gambling, Sometimes you can't afford stuff, right? There was a time in my life where I had to be very purposeful about what I bought because I had a family top priority, right? So I had to make sure, my kids got that. Now that I don't, those kids have grown up and there's a couple dollars extra. Well, I can do a little more extra stuff. And I get it. There's phases of life. So some people have no choice to go to Ross, and I can empathize with that as well. But, I didn't get upset at everybody else for having extra money. I'm not a communist, and I'm not about to tell people where to spend their money because it's their prerogative. They earned it. So don't try to force your moral shenanigans on somebody. That's no. Anyways, a scalper to me is somebody who takes a recently released item within the first 6 months. That's just my definition. The first 6 months, thereabouts, takes that item and then sells it for 2.5 times more. Now, again, this item has to be hard to find, sold out everywhere, very difficult to find, and selling through the roof on eBay, right? So you take that item, it just came out, it's hot, causing a lot of FOMO, and you sell it for over 2.5 times the amount. Well, why 2.5? That's an arbitrary number. Why 2.5? Well, because I'll tell you the truth, most of us are guilty of charging 2 times over the price of a product. And why do we do that? If I said anybody who charges more than twice as a scalper, or anybody who charges 2 times the retail price, scalper, well then 90% of the community would be scalpers. And be honest with yourself, how many of you have done that? Charge double so that you can get your item for free. Or charge 1.5 or 1.5 times or 1.8 times over the price to get your stuff at a reduced discount, right? So I'm gonna say 2, right? So I buy 2, I get 1 for me, I sell it to the other guy, he gets 1 where he couldn't buy 1, right? And so to me, I can't say that that's a scalper, I just say that that's a guy trying to get something for free. Trying to get his toy for free, and he even helps out another guy get something that he wouldn't have got, right? So I don't want to discount half of the toy community that's done it, including myself. You know, I don't do that anymore. I just don't have a need to. You know, I can, you know, at this phase of my life, I'm a little bit more stable on that situation. So, but I know a lot of you guys do it. Financially, it's responsible, you know. You can help somebody out with that if they're willing to pay. It is a capitalist society after all. So people will only pay what they want to pay. So let's talk a little bit though about the history of price gouging. That's what it really is, right? A scalper is just a price gouger. There are laws against it, but you have to put that in perspective, right? What truly would trigger and what things fall under price gouging, right? Yeah. Toys, for sure. Toys, no, your toys don't fall under any price gouging nonsense. Nobody cares about it. Only people that care are us and our hobby. The things that trigger price gouging laws are natural disasters, wars, and what was just, you know, like big events that, you know, big natural disasters, big, you know, domestic terror, something or other happens in a large scale, or you know, a disease, something like that would trigger a major event. And those things are essential goods only. Essential goods: housing, food, water, gas, things necessary to live your life. This shit ain't necessary. This is not necessary. This is unnecessary. It's just not needed. It's not medicine, it's not gas, it's not water, it's not food. So nobody's gonna care if you pay it extra over it. So, you know, put it into perspective, first of all. So yeah, that's what defines a scalper for me, and that's the history behind it. And you know, tell me in the comments below, what do you define it as a scalper, right? So, are there bad people out there buying up all the raw stuff? Yeah, probably. But think about that though. Again, what are they buying? They're buying stuff that Target, Walmart, online stores, Amazon, all these stores could not sell through. They could not sell through it, even at heavily discounted prices. And so liquidation stores bought it. So buying that stuff in and of its own is its own little punishment, because nobody's gonna buy it. They couldn't sell it to begin with. So if you're a scalper, I've always said this: buy for the love of the hobby. Don't buy this stuff to rip people off because you're gonna lose your shirt on it. I promise you'll lose your shirt on it. I've seen too many collectors, not really collectors, or people that got a little too greedy and they just lost their stuff over it. They just lost it. Yes, there are people out there, and yes, there are people that will try to, I mean, if they try to sell it at retail, I don't think that's scalping. Okay, so you bought, I don't know, you bought a G.I. Joe, right, for $7, and you go to a show and you try to sell it for $20. That's still a deal. If you try to sell it for $30, okay, that's retail, $27 to $30. That's retail, right? Nobody wanted to buy that anyways for years. So why do you think you're gonna get any money out of it, right? To me, it's its own little punishment if you go and buy it that way, because nobody at the toy shows, well, if you're not gonna be buying that, you know, it's just not. I mean, maybe you'll get lucky and get somebody who comes through and just needs one or whatever, but you're gonna be sitting, you're gonna have your money tied up in those shenanigans for a while. So in and of itself, trying to scalp that way, I think that's what it is. You know, it's its own punishment. So if I see somebody walking out of there with like 18 boxes of King Kong NECAs, or of Casey Jones NECAs, or the Hunchback, or the Turtle NECAs, I'm like, I'm going to see these at the show. I'm going to see these at one Dallas show or another. So yes, for sure. And you know what? The funny part for me is I don't feel angry about it. I feel embarrassed and sad for that person. I mean, I'm like, I want to go over there and say, man, why don't you just go take that back? Do you need some money? Do you need a couple dollars? Because I mean, a lot of us are savvy. We're going to see that stuff and we're like, I'm not going to buy that. It wasn't selling to begin with. I feel sad for them. Anyways, you know. Am I angry that they do that stuff? I don't know, not really. And I guess it's a part of this perspective in life that you're in. It's just not worth my effort to get mad at people for doing that. I had a chance to buy that crap and I didn't pay full price for it. So why would I get upset about it now? Anyways, who are these scalpers? Like I said, they're probably people. Are there evil toy collectors? I'm sure there are. I'm sure. But that's its own hell in and of itself. Who are they though? I think most people, I think here's at the very crux of it. Here's what's happening. I think it's jealousy. I think because I myself have felt this emotion. Yes. I see other toy tubers or other people posting their stuff on the gram or on the TikToks or whatever. And I see them getting lucky, scoring all these things. And I think to myself, why can't I score something at that deal? That's jealousy. And I laugh at myself for it, right? Because it's laughable. I mean, come on. We're grown men with grown responsibilities. And these toys are causing so much emotion. To me, it's, you know, it's funny when I get the rise out of myself. It's almost like a toy hunting ego. Like I can go find it too, you know? But for me, I don't take it that seriously, right? I recognize what the emotion is. I recognize what's happening. And I just go, or I go, I applaud you, sir. Good job. Good. Congratulations on getting lucky and scoring that. And then I acknowledge I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. You know, it's okay to acknowledge it, but then understand it and then move on from it, right? That's who I am. I think it's just jealousy. And some people don't know how to recognize that and just I'm gonna tell you the truth though. Sometimes getting jealous and then getting angry, kind of feels good. And then you let it run away with you. You know what's smarter though? I recognize that emotion. I recognize what I'm having an emotion about because it brings us a lot of joy. And then I said, well, I should have bought it for myself. It was going to bring me that much joy or that much emotion. I just should have bought it at regular price. But then I wanted it sale. I want it on sale. Anyways, yeah, I think it's just jealousy. And then they rage comment, you know, he's a scalper. He's taking all the toys. Before you post something, like number one, changing somebody's mind or complaining about something on the internet is a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand. So before you go on and comment about stuff like that, just put that in perspective, read it again before you post it and go, I'm talking about toys. Does this make sense? And if it does, then just post it, I guess. Leave it in the comments below. What do you feel? What do you think is causing this rage, Ross rage? Ooh, I'm going to name it new. Maybe I'll get to coin it. Ross rage. Right? What's causing all the Ross rage? I'll make shirts now. It says Ross rage. Anyways, what do you guys think it is? Do you think it's jealousy? Do you think it really is evil scalpers? What is causing this emotion to come out? I don't know. You guys tell me. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Don't get crazy about this stuff. It's just toys. And if you know what I do with some of the toys, and I think we talked about this before also, is I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, the Marines are gonna have, I like to donate when they're dressed up. I like to see my Marine Corps dress up all sharp. I want to see those. I want to see that rack. I want to see that rack of medals that you guys have. I want to see that crisp. For better, for worse, it's actually for better. I mean, you got to give it to the Marine Corps. That freaking dress uniform is iconic and beautiful. Now, our new pinks and greens look amazing as well. Doggone it. You got us on that one, Marine Corps. This Army veteran will give it to you. That freaking uniform looks amazing. So yeah, they're gonna have a Toys for Tots, I think, at the stockyard. I don't know what day, but I'll try to film it or whatever. But I'm gonna take some of those and we're gonna donate to Toys for Tots. And then, yeah, and if you want to come by, check out. I might take a few of these extra Ross toys out there to Metroplex show. The majority of my toys are not that. If you come out to the show, if you want to see, again, don't roll up on me hot because this Army veteran does not respond well to intimidation. He's just, you know, it's better to roll up in a nice, polite, human way. Otherwise, just, you know, bad situation. You don't want that from me. You don't want that. But yeah, roll up, see what we got, and you'll see that most of the stuff that I sell there has nothing to do with Ross. It's mostly my older collection or extra items that I'm just trying to get rid of and make some more room, because even I'm running out of room in this house. So, yeah, stop by the Metroplex Collectibles Toy Show, December 27th. Don't pay attention to me, pay attention to the graphic. Get yourself a dealer's dealer, a sticker. Let's talk some toys. Let's commiserate on some Ross rage. Have some fun. I guarantee you will see some of those Ross toys out there. But you know, maybe I'll take a few out there. I don't know, 4 or 5. I don't know, not very many. But I guarantee you, I will never sell those for over retail. That's just not what I do. Probably more than likely under retail. Maybe sometimes for cost. Maybe sometimes in the $5 bin that I bring. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Keep this stuff in focus. Make sure it's making you happy. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're liking the rants, the shenanigans, the silliness, the giveaway. Don't forget about the giveaway. Go check out my previous video. It's got the Christmas Bonanza. Just a way to give back to the community. Well, that's also what I do with the toys. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Hey, remember, this hobby is about fun. It's not about Ross rage. I gotta make a t-shirt now. All right, guys, keep watching these shenanigans and I'll keep rolling them out.